All right, continuing on with number 13, we are going to take these values right here and put them in our ratios. So sine of theta, and the reference angle that we're looking at, is always going to be at the origin. So it's this angle right here. We're going to call that one theta. So sine of theta would be opposite over hypotenuse. So 3 over the square root of 3, or square root of 13. Then you multiply top and bottom by the square root of 13 to get rid of that 13 in the denominator. So it's 3 square roots of 13 over 13. Cosine of theta would be 2 over square roots of 13, which when you simplify that, you would get 2 square roots of 13 over 13. And the tangent would be the opposite over the adjacent, so 3 over 2. The cosecant would be the square root of 13 over 3. That's a 13, and that's a 3. The secant would be the square root of 13 over 2, and the cotangent would be 2 over 3. Next one, here's another example. Let the given points be a point on the terminal side of theta in standard position. Find the exact values of sine, cosine, blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to draw the points in first. So the points are positive 3, negative 5. So the point is right there. If I draw the line that goes through that point, I end up with that line right there. And the reference angle, remember, it goes from the x-axis down. So the reference angle is right here. And we're going to call that theta. And then we go ahead and draw in the right triangle that is associated with that. This side of the triangle is 3 units. This side of the triangle is 5 units. So I went ahead and wrote in all the values that I need to find here. The next thing I need to do is find that distance of the hypotenuse of the triangle. And 3 squared plus 5 squared is equal to 34, so it's the square root of 34. And that's just going to represent my hypotenuse. So the sine of theta is opposite over hypotenuse, so it'd be 5 over the square root of 34, which you get rid of the 34 in the bottom, so it's 5 square roots of 34 all over 34. The cosine is 3 over the square root of 34, which would then simplify to be 3 square roots of 34 all over 34. The tangent is the opposite over the adjacent, so that is 5 over 3. Cosecant would be the square root of 34 over 5. I'm just taking the inverse of this. The secant is the square root of 34 over 3, and the cotangent is 3 over 5. And that's it on the notes.